you think he was kind of thrown in at the deep end a bit too much? I mean, he did look good. No one's saying that he didn't look good. But, again, there was weaknesses to his game that clearly had detriment to the team. Emma has asked about Tim Iroegbunam. And he's injured now, isn't he? He's got a long-term injury. But before that, he was kind of dropped from the team. Yeah. You know, there was parts of his play that looked really good. And we know the issues with his weaknesses, like with regards to, you know, conceding goals and stuff like that. Do you think he was kind of thrown in at the deep end a bit too much? I mean, he did look good. No one's saying that he didn't look good. But, again, there was weaknesses to his game that clearly had detriment to the team. I mean, Emma's suggesting here that he's out of favour because the interview that he did, and he mentioned about, he said something like, Dyche doesn't tell us what to do, or something like that.
Yeah, I remember we were talking about that last time. I don't think the Bournemouth game's done him any favours. I think when we were 2-0 up and he was trying to play passes through the eye of a needle, which was never on. And an Everton situation at the time when they were scrapping for results. He was playing silly passes, and obviously Bournemouth went on to win the game. So I think he's probably paid the price there. But that's part of him maturing as a player. He's only a young lad. He played about 15 games in the Premier League. So he's going to learn. And I think Dyche has probably said, right, we've got a young player who's really done well for us this season at the start of the season. Don't forget, he was our best player the first 5 or 6 games. By a long way, by the way, by an absolute long way. He was our best player, box to box, getting tackles in, playing offensive football, and he was really good.
Is it no coincidence, sorry to interrupt though, is that him coming out of the team now? The defence looks a bit more shored up because of the midfield, looks a bit solid and stronger.
Yeah, because you've got 2 players that don't advance past the halfway line. Decore in that 6 role, and just a guy in that, wherever you want to play him next to him, they're not going past the halfway line. So if you've got Jared Brandtwaite, James Tarkowski, Ashley Young and Vitaly Mykolenko, who sit deep anyway, and Everton's fullbacks under Sean Dyche don't cross the halfway line anyway, and then you've got 2 centre midfielders playing in front of them, plus your goalie, you're gonna find it hard to break down. So that's probably why Everton have kept looked a lot more tight, whereas Iroegbunam was trying to go forward a lot more and trying to play that killer pass. Well, eventually, the next manager, whoever it may be, might want to start doing that. So hang on, I don't need 2 defensive midfielders on top of a back 4 that's quite rigid and play a low block anyway, and a goalkeeper. So I want to play a little bit more advancing, whereas in the top teams, they don't play like that. They play a little bit more advancing. So it's going to be interesting if whoever the next manager may be gets older in Iroegbunam and say, I want to see a lot more from you, because it's highly unlikely the next manager that comes in, he won't be playing that setup. Or in fact, he'll play the wing backs or full backs a lot more further forward than what they currently do, because we don't see it obviously from Mykolenko or Ashley Young or Coleman. They very rarely cross the halfway line ever and play a low block.
I love the low block terminology. What's your favourite football terminology in football?
Run the channels.
Run the channels.
Where did that come from? Run the channels.
That's an old one, that though, isn't it?
Do you know what? I manage on a different note. I manage a kids' under-8 football team, and some of the expressions that we've got to familiarise ourselves with in this generation of football, and you look at you like, and you go, and you tend to forget. There you go, and you don't know what it actually means. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, my son come up to me the other day and says, "What does that mean, Dad, when you say put the game to bed?" And I went, "You don't realise that it just means like try and finish the game, lads." It's like these expressions, but these are the terminologies we're coming out with this day and age.
Funnily enough, we've gone on a major tangent here, but I'm going to say it anyway. I remember when I was dead young, I can remember it clear as day, playing football, Sunday League football, when I was dead young. Can't remember the age, but my dad obviously on the sideline, and I must have been having a shocking game, because he goes, "Put your socks up, Ian." And I was like, oh.
I get it all the time.
So
funny.
I went to pull my socks up, and then I just thought at the time,
that's what he meant.
And naive.
So now we've gone on to different terminologies this day and age. Run the channels.
Do you know what my favourite is? Well, I bet you use it all the time. Double pivot.
No, I don't. No, I don't play. I don't use that. We've gone to number 6s and number 8s and number 10s, and
that's quite back to basics, that isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's like 1930s style terminology.
It is, yeah. Suits us, suits Everton.
Okay, let us know in the comments what your favourite football terminology is.
The Royal Blue Podcast from the Liverpool Echo.